Right, I played an Admech game with a new codex recently, and I've got some thoughts on it. First, I'm thinking the Scutari rule and the assassins stratagem that they use are basically the same thing. The infiltrators can deploy in the deployment phase with 9 inches of the enemy, blah blah blah, and the Secretaris assassins thing stratagem basically allows you to do the same thing in the movement phase. So I'm thinking to myself, why does that even exist? Then you've got the chain taser one, which basically gives you extra 2 hits on a roll of 5 when you get two extra hits on a roll of 6 normally. It's not plus 5, it's just a 5. So which means if they change the roll for 6, then suddenly the structure becomes useless. Or it's different, it means you've got to pray for a 5 instead of a 6. Why they didn't just say 5 plus and have it done with, I don't know. But they did. They didn't. So there's a few issues there. Then you've got Belarus Claw and Mars. See, Mars you can reroll 1 dice with the Mars side. And then you've got the canicles, which every Mars unit can use. It's the only side that can use canicles on everything, and you get a reroll there as well with some of the canicles. So that's 2 rerolls. And then you come to Belarus Core. Now he gets in fact, let's read it out, shall we? He gets the it says Lord of the Machine Cult. That's basically a reroll for anybody within 6 inches, right? And then lots of ones. And then he has Lord of Mars, which is basically you select a unit and they can reroll the hit roll. It says a reroll a hit roll. It says just 1, I think it is. There we go. Select 1 friendly core unit within 6 inches until the start of the next command phase. Each time a model which is in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll the hit roll. So basically, they can reroll any hit roll, but you've got to select that in the command phase. So if I select say Ironstrider, that's the attack. It's with a laser cannon on it, and they were within 6 inches in the command phase. So you could say, right, the Ironstrider's getting that. Then the Ironstrider could run 12 inches away and be a total of 18 inches away from Belarus Court, and he would still benefit from the Lord of Mars. I'm not sure if that's what GW intended, but I'm pretty sure it's open to abuse. But anyhow, that there is 2 rerolls on Belarus Claw alone, so we're up to 4 now. And you start to see a pattern here, aren't you? Right? All of these rerolls are not much substance. It's like very simplistic. It's like they've got rid of the depth of the old system and they've replaced it with what is basically endless rerolls. I really didn't use that many stratagems in the game I played last on Saturday, because quite frankly most of them were a bit dull and boring. I used most of my command points just for re-rolling dice. Re-rolling dice, the irony. You know, but yeah, it was. I just found in the stratagems hardly worth bothering with. I didn't bother with the Holy Orders either for the same reason, because I don't know, I just really couldn't be arsed with it. And the protocols, what they call them, Doctor Imperatives. These are basically a plus and minus on things. They're very unimaginative again. It's like the people who did it didn't have any imagination, and it shows quite badly in this book, if you ask me. Anyhow, getting to some of the better news. I was playing against Space Marines, facing quite a lot of Primaris, and the Cataphron Destroyers just chewed through them. I mean, they get a Grav-Cannon on them, that's a -3, they're going to be saving on a 6. Against a unit with a 3+ save or better, it causes 2 wounds. So this is an instant kill, well, not an instant kill, but pretty much a guaranteed kill against any Primaris you hit, and these hit on a 4+. So a 50-50 chance of 15 shots, that's 3 remember, getting through, so that's 7. most of the squad people field these days are 5. So yeah, you're probably going to wipe out most of them every time you shoot. So yeah, they did really well, the Cataphront destroyers. The breaches died too quickly to say for certain, but I would have used them against their tanks, because on a 4+ it successfully wounds the target regardless. So yeah, they would have been good against tanks if they'd survived. I didn't use any of the new ones, right? Because frankly, this is I don't have any, and I think they're very specific, and I don't use them in a specific way, so I'm not too sure if I'll ever use them. But I mean, there are circumstances, and quite frankly, the way the points are worked out now, I've actually went from having 2,500 points to struggling to field 2,500 points because everything's cheaper for us. That's where you gain it. So, and the troops, they were sitting on objectives winning me the game, right? And some of them were decent enough, but I didn't really get that much use out of them. But they were an important part of the game. The Dragoons and Ironstriders definitely still came into the role. I mean, I got into combat with my Sardonian Dragoon against a squad of tactical marines, and it basically laid waste to them. It did quite well. They ended up falling back, which is why you need the new units to stop them falling back. I think is it the sterilizers? One of them anyway says is it stalkers or something. It stops the unit from falling back. But anyway, the Dragoons with the laser cannon, they just hunt and kills their tank killers. And I don't know about you, right? But the Ironstriders, the laser cannon, I don't know about you, but when I hit with a laser cannon and I do my damage roll, I always get a 1. It's just 1. Bang. And so my laser cannon are 1 damage weapons. I know it says D6 in a lot of manuals, but for me personally, I always get a 1, so it might as well be a 1 damage weapon. Not anymore. With the D3 plus 3 means my minimum roll now is a 4. So it's a method laser cannon for me personally is a 4 damage. As a consequence of that, I've been coring units, literally wiping them out in 1 shot. Right, and I've gone from causing 1 damage to killing tanks instantly. And the Ironstriders are pretty much part of that. Let's have a look. We get 1 to 6 in a unit. That's quite a large selection, then, when you think about it. 6 of them, so I've got 3. Now, the disintegrator, the tank, the new tank. I like this unit, to be honest. Being able to fire indirectly at things, very useful. And yeah, I just like it. And the heavy stubbers, especially on the transport vehicle, I like to get that as close to the enemy as I can, just shoot off in all directions. Plus, if it blows up, you can use that stratagems that make it automatically explode. You know, so it's like a bomb. But yeah, I used these against things. It wasn't as effective as the Dunecrawler though. The Dunecrawler, I mean, I used the because this is the Dunecrawler stats, look, right? It doesn't separate, you know, the different types of weapons. For instance, you've got like the dataless missile launcher. Then you've got eradication beam, then you've got Gatling rocket launcher, then you've got neutron laser, then you've got the twin Icarus autocannon. They're separated, but that's all 1 unit, it's all 1 weapon, you know, and you've got to read the fine print to actually find out that that is all 1 weapon. And I happen to think they should have separated that. But this is another thing about the design of this book which I don't like. Anyway, neutron lasers, right? Neutron laser, 48 inch range, D3 damage, 12, -4 HP, and D3 +3 blast weapon. blasted and other things. I still haven't got used to using that. Anyhow, 12 massive overkill strength for that. Massive overkill strength. Basically, you can take speeders out of a 2+. So yeah, it's very thing. But again, this is another weapon I used to get 1s on. Now, when I do damage rolls, it's a 4. With this particular weapon, I took out a Predator in 1 shot, and I took out a Vindicator in 1 shot. Oh, not 1 shot, but you know, 1 round of fire from 1 spring. Plus, I'm finding, right, that when I'm spending points to do rerolls, I'm spending points to re-roll the heavy D3 to get at least 2 shots. And it's working. It's working. It makes it dangerously lethal. It's real overkill, to be honest. When I was using that, it was just like, that tank's gone, that tank's gone, that tank's gone. The Omega Dunecrawler with the Neuron Lasers is still the best anti-tank thing we've got on the Admech side. There's no doubt about it whatsoever in my book. But it's always worth taking the other alternatives. I haven't really tried the Eradication Beamer, but this is now heavy D6, 8 strength, -4, 3 blast. So yeah, it's probably worth it as well. Never used to be that really worth it, but these cause 2 and 3 damage, but they can be quite dense, but they've got a much shorter range. But yeah, Neuron Lasers is the real star of the show. And I think that's it really. Now, when I played the game, I won it quite easily, but only because the anti-tank firepower was taking out the enemy's ability to kill me, and then I focused on the units that couldn't kill me as quickly as the bigger units, and it paid off. There's some screenshots on Instagram of the game, if you know my account on Instagram, and it was a decent game, but to be honest, I was quite tired from basically working nights, so my brain wasn't really fully engaged, if you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, the Admech codex is not the best piece of work that GW made. It is functional, so we say, but it's sadly lacking. But we should still do alright with it. If I were you, I'd focus on the units and not so much the background detail, because the background details seems to be where it all starts falling down, and the lack of imagination comes in. Plus, you're having to go forward, back and sideways in the book to find things now, and it used to be all at the end, and it isn't anymore. So it's a pain in the butt, you know, the way they put it together. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, right? That is the Admech Adeptus Mechanicus book. Some thoughts on it. I'd definitely get the destroyers and stuff. Probably breaches as well, and on Dunecrawlers and Ironstriders and Dragoons. These are all still worth it. See you in the next one.